Guy in prison. Tonight, that is the hope from a mother to the 3 people who are responsible for her son's murder.
Last night at 6, we first alerted you to the guilty plea of Kurt Wallace, who now admits to murdering beloved Desmet football coach Jaz Granderson in 2017. Wallace also fessed up to other shootings and carjackings.
Tonight, as we now await a sentence for the killer, Granderson's mother is speaking only to First Alert 4 Chief Investigator Lauren Traeger about her 6-year pursuit of justice.
A very free spirit, fun-loving.
27-year-old Jaz Granderson loved life.
He was always smiling, just always full of life.
His mom, Rain Harris, says he was a natural athlete.
He did. With everything in him, he loved football.
Who loved being the assistant football coach at Desmet High School.
It was his opportunity to give back.
But it was a senseless act, his mother says, that stole his life. Back in 2017, an acquaintance, Jherrica Dixon, lured Granderson to her home under false pretenses. That's when Floyd Barber and Kurt Wallace ambushed him. They shot and killed him and took his car.
They eliminated my ability to have grandchildren from Jaz. It's horrible. It's horrible.
It has been a long wait for justice. Charged shortly afterwards, Wallace escaped jail in 2019, further delaying the case. Authorities have pegged the 3 for 2 other shootings and multiple other carjackings. Now, all 3 have pleaded guilty. Wednesday, Wallace took a deal that could get him 60 years in prison. Harris says she didn't see any remorse.
Yeah, I don't feel like he was sorry. I feel like if he was able to be on the street, he'd do the same exact thing again to someone else.
Wallace's sentencing now set for December.
With everything in me, I hope that that judge says life. And if not, and he can only do the 60, I hope that he dies in prison.
After 6 years of waiting, Harris now hopes she's closer to closure.
They had no regard for life, none. And I have no regards for theirs, none.
She has been through such an unbelievable range of emotions, but she does want to lift up Jaz's name, make sure he's never forgotten. So she has a foundation that now helps ensure other kids can play football and that the families of young people are supported. We've got information on that foundation at KMOV.com and the KMOV News app. I'm Lauren Traeger. First Alert 4 investigates.
The other 2 defendants have also yet to be sentenced. Kurt Wallace's defense attorney says Wallace would be a very old man if he ever got out of prison.
He has a great deal of remorse. It's something that it's just sad that what he did, he's sorry for it, and he just hopes that it brings some closure to the Granderson family and the other victims.
And as Lauren reported, sentencing for Wallace is scheduled for December. It's recommended he gets 6 decades behind bars.
New at 6.
The man who pleaded guilty in the killing of a high school football coach is headed to prison for the next 60 years. A judge handed down that sentence to Kurt Wallace today. He admitted to shooting Desmet coach Jaz Granderson during a string of carjackings in 2017. Wallace escaped from jail in 2019 and led police on a chase before crashing a stolen car. And right after the sentence, we sat down with Jaz Granderson's dad. Johnny Granderson is breaking his 6-year silence after a journey through grief and finding the power in forgiveness.
I can honestly say 6 years ago, I had a lot of hate in my heart.
For the first time since the violent carjacking that claimed Jaz Granderson's life, his father, Johnny Granderson, breaks his silence, sharing the raw truth of his journey to find solace amidst the unfathomable loss of his son.
I was so upset, and I was going through some things, and all I can say is that time helped me move on and put me in the place that I'm in now.
Jaz Granderson was a former football standout at Kirkwood High School who went on to play at the University of Northern Iowa and Lindenwood University. As an assistant coach at Desmet, he was known as a mentor, and hundreds attended his funeral. Years ago, he started a Christmas drive that distributed toys to hundreds of children, a drive that continues to this day.
If someone was to hear his name, just to say he always helped the youth. in the community. That's what I want his legacy to be, and that's why I'm still doing what I have to do to keep his legacy going.
Despite the pain of his loss, Johnny Granderson finds solace in the knowledge that he is finding a path to healing.
And over the years, got me to the place that I am now. And
Is it a place of forgiveness?
it is. It is. It is. I just hate that it took them to take my son's life to put me in the situation that I'm in now.
The sentence for the shooter was 60 years. Johnny Granderson thought it should have been life.
One thing about a hood rat from St. Louis, Missouri is that she don't care about nothing. She don't care about herself. She don't care about her life. She don't care about her kids. She cares about nothing except getting her fix, her rush for the day. She's sitting around eating Popeye's chicken, smoking Black and Milds on Instagram Live, Facebook Live, talking about who she is, twerking on YouTube, twerking on Instagram or Facebook. This is what she lived for. And it's what she died for oftentimes also. So it's unfortunate that a guy like Jaz Granderson had to find this out the hard way. People forget that when Jaz Granderson was killed, and this was a popular Desmet football coach, went to college, went to University of Northern Iowa, went to JUCO before that. Afterwards, he went to Lindenwood University, did some trials for the Kansas City Chiefs to go into professional football. You know, people forget this was a good guy. This wasn't a street guy that got killed. Floyd Barber and Kurt Wallace, these kids are the ones who ended up robbing, carjacking, and killing Jaz Granderson, shooting them in the stomach and killing them. But a lot of people forget that Jaz Granderson wasn't called by Kurt Wallace, or he wasn't called by Floyd Barber. He was called by this hooker, this stripper, who was a stripper over at Pink Slip, Bottoms Up, or whatever on the east side. She was calling up all her tricks, all the little dudes who was in love with her, and saying, hey, come over and meet me. Then when they showed up, they would get robbed and shot sometimes, or even killed in the case of Jaz Granderson, because she wanted to set guys up for her little boy toy, Kurt Wallace. You know, Kurt Wallace, her boyfriend, was only about 5'7", 5'8", maybe 150 pounds soaking wet. But he's pretty bad when he got a gun in his hand. He's pretty bad when he got a gun in his hand. Of course, so his girlfriend was his instrument for setting men up and robbing them. And in this particular case, killing Jaz Granderson. Very, very sad story. You know, in the end, guys, you know, Jherrica Dixon, the stripper, ended up getting 228 months in prison. She's in federal prison right now. Kurt Wallace ended up getting he ended up getting 60 years in prison. So, you know, his girl that he was doing this for and doing this with, you know, of course, she'll be an old woman by the time he even thinks about coming out of prison, if he ever makes it out of prison. He'll be well into his 70s and 80s when he comes out. So this is a very, very sad case, but I'm very happy to see that she ended up going to prison. I think 18 years wasn't enough for her. She was a disgusting stripper from the east side, shaking her butt, smoking blunts, and the only thing she contributed to this life, to the society, was crime and drama and pain on people. Because she didn't have to call this guy up. This guy was a good guy, college coach, college athlete, a coach, high school coach, and she decided to get him robbed and killed for nothing. Probably don't even think twice or even feel any remorse for it. So it's pretty pathetic and pretty sad. And I really hope she burns in hell for what she did. Everybody, you know, makes mistakes, but these types of purposeful mistakes and incidents that people engage in is really no excuse for it. So I hope Jherrica Dixon burns in hell. So this weed smoking, gun toting, nappy head stripper thought from the east side, from St. Louis, you know, while she's doing the next 18 years, I hope she has a chance to change her life. And it's unfortunate that Jaz didn't get a chance to, you know, to become conscious of the ways of the world and realize there's treacherous people out there. You know, I'm sure she offered them sex, come over to my house, because she was setting dudes up at her house. You know, come get some coochie. I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll toss your salad. All these great things. And these guys go over there and get shot and robbed or whatever. So tell me what you guys think. You know, do you think 18 years was enough for her? You think she should have got more? She cooperated with the government. She sat in jail for a long time with the case pending, and she snitched on her co-defendants and only got 18 years. You guys think that was enough? Should she have gotten more than that? Should she have gotten life? She's got the death penalty. Should they have not let off the death penalty on her? Tell me what you guys think. It's Mr. 100K a day. Another video. 100K Paralegal Services. Till next time, y'all. Peace.